Good morning. Level up your language skills by thinking in English. When you are learning English, you might be looking for little hacks to add to your knowledge outside the lesson time. And one thing experts often recommend is to try regularly thinking in English. Yes, if you can, it's going to be very hard for Japanese people. Don't you think, my baby? And one thing experts often, I said that. What does this mean? Well, when we are learning a new language, we might first think of what we want to say in our native language and then translate in our heads. But if you can try thinking in English first, you won't need to translate, and this could help you become more fluent. Yes, if you can. So how do you do it? Start by looking around when you're waiting for a bus or waiting for your food to cook. Then see if you can identify English words for objects around you, says the website Rachel English. Then you can begin building these into sentences. Add verbs and adjectives to those objects. Education site Repertory says learners often slow themselves down by stopping to look up words in the dictionary, but Spain-based English teacher Kate O'Hara suggests only using words you know when you are trying to think in English. Yes, true. On his website, O'Hara says, checking a word in the dictionary may build vocabulary, but it doesn't build fluency. So if you don't know a word, find a way to say it using words you do know, or give up the idea and say something else. As you get more confident, you can begin having conversations in English in your head, Repertory says. Same language experts say you could also start and finish each day by describing what you will be doing or what you've done, using words and tenses you know. In time, you might begin dreaming in English too. Huh? Actually, I started dreaming in English was the first thing before I became fluent. So, but I think probably doing the same thing that this article was saying back then. Not intentionally. Discussion. What are your thoughts on these language hacks? I believe it works. Do you find it easy to think in English? Now I'm learning Spanish, and it's hard to. Well, it's not really hard to think in Spanish. I just need to know more words. Have you ever dreamed in another language? Yes. What have you found to be the best ways to increase your fluency in English? Just try to say it out loud as many times as possible. What methods have helped you become a more confident English speaker and speaking it every day like I do now? Further discussion. Why did you decide to start learning English? Don't even remember why. How often do you get a chance to speak in English outside of lessons? Almost every day. What are the hardest parts about learning English for you? Now I'm learning Spanish. It's just a time. I need to find time to do it, yes. What advice would you give to someone who has just started learning English? Use it every day, even if it's a short time. Yes, what languages would you like to learn besides English? Now, Spanish and eventually Chinese. Those three will conquer the world.